There was a point in my life where I was working 7 days a week and still felt completely stuck. Not lazy, not unmotivated, just tired, and wondering how working harder somehow kept leading me right back to the same place. If you've ever felt like that, this video is for you. After I got out of the Army, most of my work life was in construction. Hard work was normal. Long days, just part of the job. But after a while, my body started telling me things my pride didn't want to hear. I couldn't keep doing that kind of work forever. And I'd been working rideshare part-time for a couple of years, and I thought, well, I could just do that full-time. I could probably make the same amount of money I'm doing now. At first, it seemed manageable. Flexible hours, easy money, no boss. But what I didn't realize at the time was how quietly it starts to take over. 5 days a week became six. Six became seven. 10-hour days became 11, sometimes even 12. Not because I wanted more, but because I had to try to keep up. And the more I worked, the more it cost me. Not just in time, but extra car repairs and maintenance. In my personal life, I had none. After a while, I began to realize that the situation wasn't sustainable. I was tired. I was worn down, and I knew something had to change. So I started looking for ways to get my time and my life back. Not shortcuts, but leverage. And what I found were some of the same things I had tried in the past, mostly MLM and affiliate marketing, without any success. And I knew I didn't want to go down that road again. There were some opportunities involving digital marketing, but I figured it would take me too long to learn that stuff. So I came to the conclusion that this is just the way life's meant to be, and I left it at that. So working 7 days a week can really mess with your sense of normal. At first, you tell yourself, it's only temporary. And then you tell yourself, I'll slow down next month. Then one day you realize you don't even know what slowing down would look like anymore. I mean, grinding 10, 11, sometimes 12 hours a day takes its toll on you. You're not really building anything. You're just trying to keep everything from falling apart. And somewhere in that grind, I lost a relationship that meant everything to me. Not because I didn't care, but because I was never there. That was the moment I knew I had to stop lying to myself. Things suddenly got real. As a veteran, pushing through was second nature. I remember looking in the mirror realizing this wasn't just a rough patch anymore. This wasn't just a busy season. This wasn't just doing what I had to do. This was my life, working every day, missing everything else, and knowing deep down I couldn't keep doing this forever. Let me pause here for a second. If any of this is hitting home, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. I make these videos to share what I'm learning, especially for veterans who might be feeling stuck and wondering what comes next. All right, let's continue. Realizing that I couldn't continue to live like that was like an epiphany, like someone flipped a switch inside my head. The problem wasn't that I needed to work harder, and it wasn't that I needed to work more hours. The problem was the structure, or the fact that there was none. Everything I was doing depended on me trading my time, and the harder I worked, the more trapped I felt. So I decided right then and there that I had to make a change, not just think about it, but actually do it. I didn't need another hustle. I needed a way to move forward. But what do? I'd been down this road before with nothing to show for it, so I was skeptical to say the least. Now, I'd seen a lot of people making money on social media, and I was curious, but I figured at my age, I'd never be able to figure something like that out. I thought it was too difficult. I needed something simple, something I could actually follow, something with a clear path with no guesswork, no scrambling around for answers, and no trying to reinvent the wheel every day. Something that didn't depend entirely on how many hours I could grind out. That's when I discovered the Legacy Builders program. And I gotta tell you, at first I was a little worried because it involved digital marketing, something I knew nothing about. I thought I'd be overwhelmed with tech stuff and all kinds of lingo I didn't understand. But as I was looking it over, I thought to myself, this is something that could actually work for me. The anxiety I felt at first slowly went away and was replaced with a sense of clarity. I began to realize I wasn't looking at another grind. I was looking at an actual system. And that hit home for me. What stood out to me was that I didn't have to build anything from scratch. There's a pre-built website. And that was huge for me because I had no idea how to build one, not to mention the time it would take if I did. There were done-for-you digital products, so I didn't have to create anything of my own. There were automations, which showed me how time could finally work for me instead of against me. The business runs 24/7, no matter where I am or what I'm doing. And for the first time, my income wasn't tied directly to how many hours I could put in. I could work this business around my life, and that was important to me. But what surprised me most was the community. There's over 50,000 people in this community from all walks of life, from all over the world, at various stages of the program, all building in the same direction. And it's not just noise or motivation posts, it's real support. Questions get answered, people help you through things when you get stuck. And as a veteran, that mattered more to me than I expected. I didn't realize how much I missed having people around who understood the mission until I had that again. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm still building, I'm still learning, I'm still working, and I'm still out here making mistakes. But I'm no longer blind, stuck, or just surviving day to day without a plan. For the first time in a long time, I can actually see a way forward. I only wish I would have found this years ago. It would have saved me a lot of stress, frustration, and time. Time I should have been spending with my family. I'm not here trying to convince anybody of anything, because frankly, I don't know if this program's right for you or not. There's only one person who can decide that. I just know how it feels to think there's no way out, and what it felt like to finally see one. For me, that path started with the Legacy Builders. If you want to see what I'm using and how it's structured, link to the blueprint is in the description. Take a look when you're ready. Peace out.